Hi, so the tools we're going to be using for this video is something to scoop up the refractory, an Allen wrench, 2 crescent wrenches, and something to spread out the refractory in the forge. For mixing, we have a drill with a mixing bit on it and a bucket. So when you're mixing the refractory, you're going to want to take it nice and smooth. You're not going to want to go too fast. You're going to want to have your refractory end up looking like a milkshake cake. You want to have it nice and smooth so there's no clumps, bumps, or anything in there that can mess up the jacket inside when you're placing the refractory into the forge. So when applying the refractory, you're going to want to use your scooping and spreading tool, or one that can do both. So we are using a paintbrush because it came with our refractory, and that's what the site said. We saw some reviews that said it's easier to use something else, but we decided just to use this, and it was actually pretty easy. So when you're spreading it out, you want to make sure you get out all the clumps in it, so you don't just have weird bumps in the refractory while you're forging. We flip it around so we don't have to put our arm all the way through it to put the refractory on, and it makes it have less mess. So we have to be careful because, well, anyone who's putting refractory in a propane forge will have to be careful because there are usually burner holes somewhere, so you can put your burners into the forge and not have to have like a burner sticking out the side or something. So we have to be careful because we don't want to cover those up and have to break the refractory to put the burner in and accidentally crack it. So that's what we have to do. And the paintbrush is not the same tool that you saw earlier, sorry, but those were just something that you can use as well. You do not have to use the paintbrush. Hey guys, it's been 3 days. I'm so excited. We're going to be testing for leaks now. We're going to be spraying the propane hose with some soap and water to see if there will be any leaks at any of the connections. When we spray the soap and water on, it will start to bubble if there are any leaks, and we have the propane turned on so we can tell. I'm so excited because if this part goes well and there are no leaks, we'll be able to continue to forge. And yeah, whole reason to do this is to forge, but here's the thing. We found one little leak, and if you keep watching, you'll see what we do. So now that we've tested for any leaks in the propane line, we're going to be installing the burners, and then we're going to install the propane line to the burners, and then we're home. earlier in the video you heard me say that if you continue watching, you'll see what we do. Here's the thing. That little leak in the propane line was not bad enough to do any damage when we would hook it up to the forge. So we just left it, hooked it up, and you'll see what happens next.